Welcome to the Sharkpreneur podcast with Kevin Harrington and Seth Greene. Kevin Harrington is the inventor of the infomercial, one of the original sharks from the hit TV show Shark Tank, and has generated over $5 billion in TV and digital direct response sales. Seth Greene is the world's first trusted authority on cutting-edge direct response marketing, a best-selling author, and the only 3-time Marketer of the Year nominee. On the podcast, Kevin and Seth interview sharkpreneurs who share straight talk on what it takes to explode your business.
Why do so many businesses struggle while others seem to explode overnight? Do you wish you had the secret to this type of exponential growth? Now, I've scaled more than 20 businesses to over $100 million, and it's not just luck. In my new book with Mark Tim, Mentor to Millions, you'll learn the repeatable framework I use in all my business ventures for massive success. Order at kevinmentor.com and get over $1,000 in bonuses. Head to kevinmentor.com.
Welcome to the Sharkpreneur podcast. This is your co-host, Seth Greene. With me, as always, is the inventor of the infomercial and the original shark on the hit TV series Shark Tank, Kevin Harrington. Kevin, thanks so much for joining us today.
Hey, Seth. Great to be here today. Looking forward to an exciting guest. Here we go. Let's do it.
Yes, we have a very special guest, Brandon Adams, an Emmy award-winning producer, TV host, media expert, and investor. He is the founder of the Accelerant Media Group, which produces commercials, social media content, and TV shows. He's best known for his work as executive producer of the Emmy award-winning show Success in Your City, which we are a part of. He's also associate producer and the youngest person in the Think and Grow Rich legacy film, along with a whole lot of other amazing stuff. Brandon, thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me. Excited to be here.
So let's go back in time a little bit. You didn't start out with 4 Emmys behind you. How'd you get started?
Cool story. I started back in Iowa. My parents actually had an ice business. My dad sold packaged ice for a living. So growing up, ever since I was born, I was literally throwing bags down to the truck and working with my dad. Did that for a good part of my life, like 25 years. I was a part of that. And so that was the beginning of my selling, learning, negotiation for ice in this space. And then what I did is back in 2013, I got into the video space. I started creating my own videos. I did some crowdfunding campaigns, raising money. And eventually that led to using the raising money skills for my own endeavors. And then also eventually collaborating with Kevin on different projects.
Hey, and let me explain. I got a phone call from Brandon, probably 5-6 years ago. Brandon
6 years ago
was putting on a big event at the Iowa State Fairgrounds in Iowa, and it is a young entrepreneur project. So the young entrepreneur program convention, and so I came in. I was a keynote, and I had a nice group of great attendance there at the event. And that was the first time I met Brandon. And that, when you have somebody speak at your event the way Brandon did, I think, and I'll ask you, Brandon, is this one of the strategies of getting to know some pretty successful people, is hosting events, having them speak, and now you have a chance to network with them, correct?
Well, now you know my secret. Yeah. That's really what it was. And even getting in partnership with you, Kevin, now we've done a lot together in different businesses, but it started with me putting on events, and there's always saying the host gets the most. And when you bring a community together, you can connect them, but also people go to you for different things. And so what I always did over the years is bring in people like Kevin or other people so I could, yes, have them speak to my audience and build value to them. But I personally wanted to find a way to build a relationship with them and do business with them. And that was my strategy. And it worked, Kevin. I mean, I had you speak at my event. I remember flying you out. And the real thing is I wanted to find ways for you and I to do business together, which it eventually led to many things. But that's the power behind building relationships, but also building a brand. Because for me, yes, I spoke at the event too. It's my event. So I could say I'm speaking on stage with Kevin Harrington and all these other people. So it's a great move. It's a lot of work for events, but it's definitely worth it.
Yeah,
absolutely. How did Success in Your City get started?
So it came from this. Came from the event. What happened is from that event, Kevin and I ended up doing a book launch of a campaign or a book called "Put a Shark in Your Tank." That eventually led to other things. And one day I said, because Kevin knew me and we had already done projects together, I said, Kevin, I know you're on Shark Tank. I know you've done a lot of stuff in the video space. How would you like to be an executive producer of our show, Success in Your City, where we go to the different communities, help entrepreneurs? Kevin said yes. It was that was back in 2018. It took really 3 years to really develop this. It was a lot of work. And Kevin was there along the way, mentoring, making connections, attending the events. He was there to film the first episode. And so that's how it kind of came about. But it really tied back, Seth, in terms of the event we did. That was the first relationship building experience, which eventually led to other projects.
Yeah, and so Brandon, when you were doing these events and having some big profile people come in, you also were teaching utilizing video, using video to build your business. This has been one of your cornerstones. Let's talk about it, and how have you used video over the years to build your brand, et cetera?
Yeah, so first off, the reason why video, whether a phone or a camera, why it's so powerful is because it's a way to tell a story. It's a way to communicate a message. And so a video, people can see it, they can hear it, they can feel the emotion behind it if you do it well. If you have a great editor, you can create things very emotionally connecting in a way where there's a compelling offer. You get their attention in the first 3 seconds, you tell them what you're doing, and then you have a call to action. And so this is what I really learned over the years, the power of using video to tell stories and building a brand. And so it started out for me is doing it through social media. And anybody can do this. Anybody listening is literally creating videos with your phone, which Kevin, we do a lot of videos that are just with your phone. It's videos that you post on your Facebook, your LinkedIn, your Instagram. You're sharing who you are, what you do. You're establishing yourself as an authoritative figure in your space, which allows you to be seen as an expert, and people go to you and hire you for what you do. So that's really, it started just shooting videos with a phone, eventually got more powerful in terms of video production, camera crew, you name it. And so that was kind of the beginning of it. And it's, again, video is a thing that gets the most attention on social media, especially doing digital ads, digital marketing. It's actually proven, guys, when people can see your eyes, just like we're doing here, it's proven if people can see your eyes, they're more likely to trust you. There's communication that happens with your hands, your smiling, your facial, like all that different stuff. Audio can't do that. And so when you can create videos where you're communicating effectively, people are more likely to like you as a person, trust you, which means if they like and trust you, they want to work with you. And so that's why I love video so much.
Yeah. Hey, Brandon, with you were doing events before COVID, then COVID hit. Now you're back starting to get back into the event business. But just for those folks that are out there that are, that have been in and out of doing events and attending, putting them on, what's the state of the industry right now for people that are putting events on and all of the above? Yeah.
So it's definitely opening up. I mean, my calendar is booked. I got one next week, the week after. You and I have events around the country. It's open up wide. But even in last year, in 2021, I had actually moved to Florida because Florida was more open for doing things like that, where we had an event called Rise and Record. And so I see the future being wide open. Yes, there's still virtual events going on, but people are comfortable going to in-person events. And even if it's not a 500 or 1,000 person event, I personally actually like the events that are smaller groups. Sometimes they can be more intimate, they can be more powerful, and more opportunities can come from it because you're getting to connect with everybody versus when you go and speak in front of an audience. I was just speaking to a group of 400 people in San Diego. I can only talk to so many people. And so, yes, I'm making a big impact, but I can't get that one-on-one time. And so to answer your question, Kevin, events are open up wide. There's going to be a lot. And I don't think it's going to go away anytime soon.
How did you collaborated again on Think and Grow Rich, the Legacy? How did that come about?
So I'll share kind of, it's crazy how this kind of tied both of us together in this. Kevin and I both are advocates of the book Think and Go Rich. Kevin read it probably the same age I did. Kevin, how old were you when you read the book?
I was like 15 or 16. I was a young lad. And that was, by the way, 50 years ago, by the way, when I read it. Okay. That's how long ago. Pretty amazing. What a book.
I read it a decade ago. And so I was it's like 20. Okay. Maybe it was a little longer, 12 years ago. And so we both are advocates of it. So that helped. And so for me, it's funny. I don't know if Kevin even knows this story. How I got involved with Think and Go Rich and becoming a producer and helping them raise money is I was doing a Facebook Live in my backyard, and I was preaching about the book Think and Go Rich, how it changes how you think, how you take action, who you surround yourself with. And so somebody watching that Facebook Live was a producer of the movie at the time. They reached out to me, and they knew I had a crowdfunding background. I help people raise money. They asked me to lead their crowdfunding campaign. We did a crowdfunding campaign on Indiegogo. We raised, I think it was $390,000. And we made at that time the largest crowdfunding campaign in history for a docudrama. So what I did is I took my specialized knowledge, I added value to them, and then I started flying to the cities they were filming at, got on set, and then they put me in the movie. So that's how I got involved. I really helped them raise beyond that, about half of the funding for the entire project. And then Kevin was one of the people that we had reached out to. And obviously he was a perfect fit for the film because of his background and what he's done and how he's actually applied the principles. And it's pretty cool how it all kind of came full circle with both of us getting involved in the movie. It just so you know, Seth, the movie is went on now. It's in 3 languages. It's in Spanish, Czech Republic. It's in English. It's been seen by millions of people. It's a pretty powerful project that from a book, now we put into a film, and you get to see Kevin and I in it when you watch it.
Absolutely. Now, talk a little bit about what you're working on next.
Kevin, what are we working on?
Oh, my goodness. Well, we've got events coming up. We've got projects. We've got products. Brandon what I love about Brandon, he lived in Minneapolis and, of course, originally from Iowa, but then moved to Minneapolis and got married. He and his wife lived there, and we were doing business long distance. And he figured it out that if he were here in St. Pete, where I am, we'd be able to do a lot more business. So literally packed up, left Minneapolis, and moved to Florida. Now, hey, there is a nice advantage on the weather side of that deal, but it's still, you're uprooting from your family and cousins and relatives and all your knowledge of everything. So it's not an easy task, but this is one of the things that really impressed me about Brandon is he's willing, to focus and put his time and effort where the opportunities are. And it's in our backyard is a lot more going on here than there was in Minneapolis. So that's why when we talk about deal flow and things like this, we have dozens of different projects that we're involved with. Some are public, some are private, some are startups, some are moving big volumes at all different levels. But this is one of the great parts of being entrepreneurially focused and having lots of deal flow here. Brandon's been a great addition to our team to help support many of the things that are happening.
Yeah, we got some cool companies we're working with, and we're doing a lot of traveling and speaking events. But it's just cool. Some of the companies they're going public. Some are private. Some are public now. And utilizing the dream team between Kevin, Brian, myself, just helping these companies grow. And it's fun. I mean, we never know what we're going to see. We're getting obviously pitched every single day. We're always learning something new, but it's definitely a load of fun.
And for folks who are interested, who want to learn more about all things Brandon Adams, where is the best place for them to go?
Yeah, I mean, I'm all over social media. My social media handle is @BrandonTAdams. My website is BrandonTAdams.com. You can probably, anytime you find me on social media, I'm probably with Kevin. We're traveling somewhere around the country, going to an event, maybe smoking a cigar, or maybe you'll see it at one of our events coming up soon.
And your passion's obvious. What do you like best about what you're doing?
I like having fun and being around high level, cool people that like to do business at a high level. I love business deals, but I really like to be a part of companies that you see where they're at, and then you can see where they go. And that's a load of fun. I mean, that's really my passion. That is my work. That is my life. That is what I do. When I'm not, I guess, so-called working and all that, I love to exercise and I love to go back to Iowa every once in a while. I grew up in a small town of 700 people. So my parents own some timberland. And when I get a chance, I'll go back there and I'll just hang out in the woods for a few days and get away from this whole online world.
Well, it's been a lot of fun, Brandon. Great having you on Sharkpreneur today. Thanks for being here. And let's keep up the good work, man. Let's just keep plugging.
Amen. Thank you, guys.
Thanks, everybody, for watching or listening. We'll talk to you or see you next time.
Do you need money to fund your idea, product, or service? Are you ready to take your business to the next level but need capital to get it done? Kevin Harrington has heard more than 50,000 pitches and knows how to help you make the perfect pitch to get the funding for your entrepreneurial dream. He's distilled the process down in his perfect pitch cheat sheet, and it's yours for free. Just text PITCH to him right now at 727-888-2100. Text PITCH to 727-888-2100 right now and claim your free perfect pitch cheat sheet. Text PITCH to 727-888-2100 to start funding your dream today.
This show has been produced by Market Domination, LLC. To discover how you can have your own show completely done for you and turn it into a real published book and become the authority in your marketplace, go to www.marketdominationllc.com/podcast offer.